Hello guys, welcome to Sima Enterprise. So today I'm going to giving you guys a brief, not really brief, but a story about how I studied fishes and aquaculture and how I became a fish farmer. So guys, stay tuned for my story. It's going to be an interesting one though. So after I finished secondary school, that was like 2015. After I finished secondary school, I I wrote JAM that year. I actually wrote JAM before my YXF. I was like, let me just give it a try to see how the process of writing JAM is. You get. So I wrote JAM that year, and um I applied. I wanted to study like a medical course then. I wanted to study a medical course. Seriously, when I was younger, I was just so confused about what to study, sincerely. But I wanted to study a medical course then that year. So I applied Nnamdi Azikiwe University because when I researched and I found out that they were like the top universities that study such courses. So I applied that university, but when I wrote JAM, I scored 220 or 222, I think so. Then after the whole thing came out, and I was not hearing to study medicine, to study any medical courses or something, you need to score like higher than the score what I scored. So I was not like a bit discouraged. I did not want to further push like the admission thing, because even then I wasn't really ready to go to school. I just decided to just give JAM like a trial to see how JAM is like, you get. So that was how that year went by. So 2016. So guys, when I was growing up, I used to tutor kids. Like, I started tutoring when I was 12 years, when I was in JS2. I used to tutor kids and I get paid. I used to do like a public tutoring, or I used to do private too. So and then I get paid every month. That was what I was mostly using for school expenses, like adding up to what my parents gives me. And then sometimes I used to use the money because I'll be like, I didn't usually have things to get or use money for then. So I used to use the money to um get broilers. Then mostly seasonal period, I used to rear broilers and then sell it off December. I like mostly seasonal period though, because I had the money. I was earning money at least in every month. Then I knew I was earning. That is 2015, even later than 2015, because I started tutoring when I was in JS2, and that would be like 2011, 2012. Yeah. So then they used to pay me. I used to earn like, sometimes I'll earn like 10,000, 15,000. Yeah. So I used to have money then, so I was just using the money to I would just use the money and get brothers, and then keep it to December, and then I will still sell, and I will still earn more money. So the hustling has been there, so it's not like a new thing for me. So I that was what I was doing. Then the next year, that was 2016, I was still wrote JAM, and that was when I became serious about going to school. So I wrote JAM and I applied. That my first year, I applied to FUTO, and I wanted to study quantity surveying. So in that year, after I wrote JAM, and that year they were like, they don't do post-UTME screening. I don't know why, but I got the info through email that is just screening. So I just registered for it and I waited how the grade was. So when the grade came out, and I was having a good grade, because when I showed some, I don't know who I showed them, but the person was like, yeah, the grade is okay, you're supposed to gain admission, like. But then I did not get it. So my sister, like, was schooling in East, then had to help me go to this school, and she went to the head of department of, and then she spoke to him, and he was telling her that basically the reason why I cannot come into the department is because of my combination of subjects. I did not do geography. Either did I even write it in JAM. I did write it in JAM, I didn't write it in YX. So there was no way I was going to be given admission to study quantity surveying. So that was how that year also went by. And I stayed at home, continued tutoring kids and earning and still doing my beds, because I kept doing it. I even had to introduce layers, guys. But I was not doing much quantity because I was using like a cage. So the highest I think I did for broilers was 30 pieces. And then 2016 I decided to add layers, and the layers I added was about 25 pieces, because you either buy 50, which is a carton, or half. Even the half, it was hard for me to get, but I just because of I pleaded with the guy, so he gave me 25. So I did layers till 2016. By 2017 my layers were started laying, and that was when I wrote JAMB again for the third time. And I still applied photo, and I was given agriculture. I've forgotten the course I applied for that year, but it wasn't quantity surveying because I ruled it out because I didn't do geography, so there was no way I was going to still put that same course. But I think I kind of applied for like a biological related course. Yeah, so I applied for biotechnology. I applied for biotech. So when admission result sorry guys, when admission result came out, and then I saw that they gave me agriculture, I was sad. I was so sad. I didn't want to study agriculture because when I was in secondary school, I'm an agriculture teacher, because I did agriculture when I was in SS1. It was compulsory to do all the course subjects, so I did agriculture when I was in SS1. And most of the time my teacher comes in, she just teach farm tools or what agriculture is, and then the next thing she takes us to the farm. She takes us during her period, we used to go to farm. So I didn't want to study agriculture, sincerely. So I was sad that I didn't want to study. Then I was getting a lot of encouragement from my family, from my relatives. They were like, no, like I should go ahead and study the course. It doesn't matter what you study in Nigeria. What matters is what your like your grade, your results come out good. You can work anywhere. Even my auntie was telling me then that the course she studied, when she studied, it was a course that then was a course that everybody was like, how can you be studying this kind of course? But now she's like, but now she's making a lot of money from it. Like now she's making a lot of money. Even my mom was like, you've been doing brothers, you've been doing layers, all this bread, all this cultural stuff, related stuff you've been doing, so maybe this could be destiny. That really like got me. Like I was like, well, that could be true, so let me just give agriculture a chance. Yeah, the advice made me to consider my option, and then staying at home again, coming to write JAMB again for like the 4th time. So I was like, okay, let me just go ahead and study agriculture, fishes and aquaculture. So that was how I went to the school, and then I started studying. Initially, when I got to my department, I realized that in my school, agriculture faculty is like a faculty where you will see like just 1% of students applying for that course. The rest of 99 were just thrown there. Like nobody, most of us did not apply for the course, but we just found ourselves there. So the zeal of studying, most students did not have. I would not lie. The zeal of studying, most students did not have. So after we wrote our first semester results, and results came out, and you see some people crying, they got F's. So I was now being so scared that no, I don't want to be in that situation. Even if I didn't want to study this course, I need to put effort to get good grade. So Then I didn't really like the course, so I was just doing it for the grades. I was studying for the grades. I think the only student in my department that actually applied, like I'm aware of, was my course rep. She was the only one that applied to be in fishes and aquaculture. Yeah, she was. So that was how we continued studying. I think it was when we were in our year 3 that I picked interest in fishing and aquaculture. So guys, it was to like my 300 level I got interest in my course, because then we started doing departmental courses, some departmental courses. So it now started becoming interesting, because when we're year 1 we're always getting advices that we should, that don't just study hard, you can work anywhere, you can do this. They were just kind of encouraging us to try our best though. But when I was now in, when we got 300 level, like they were not teaching us departmental courses, so that becoming fun and interesting, and I was not putting more effort to acquiring the knowledge. Even sometimes we go to our farm, we go to our farm. There's the farm manager, he takes us around, he takes us to his hatched fish. He tells us things about how to do the hatchery. Then, because we had zero knowledge about it, so it was very interesting seeing that you could, you could do artificial reproduction of catfish, and then you can get like thousands of fishes. Like, it was crazy. So it was not interesting for me. Then I was not putting effort into studying it, and then it was when I now went on my IT 400 level IT. That was when everything clicked. That was when everything clicked. So when I got to the place I was supposed to do my IT, my supervisor, he basically just do hatchery. That's what he does. He does hatchery. He does not do rearing to adult size or any other. He just does hatchery. And I was now getting more knowledge on it. Like, it was really nice, and I was always telling him to give me some, let me go and read, let me go and try, because then I had like a bathtub in the house. So he was not like, there was one time that we had like an outbreak in the farm, so he was disposing the fish, and I was pleading for him to give me. He was like, if I give you this fish, you'll be distracted. But last he now gave me he now later gave me some. I think I got about either 20 or so. Yeah, that was my first, and I have videos of it there. That was the first fish I reared, and they did good. Really, they did good. And later, after that first set, because after I finished my IT, like my school was on strike, so I was still home. And then I and my elder sister, we came up with an idea of drying fish to in, so we even went to make a local oven. We made an oven, and then we started by going to farms. I can't, it was even my supervisor that actually gave me some contacts of where to get the adult table sized fish if I want to dry. So that was how the journey started. And I usually used to go and buy the fish. What I and my sister used to do then was, after we dry, we package, then we sell packaged. That was what we were doing till later on people started coming to meet us. Like, if they come with their fresh fish, we would dry for them and charge them for our work and everything. So then after the whole strike thing, we resumed, and then I did my final year and I did my project. My project was crossbreeding, mixed breeding. Yeah, I did mixed breed, hybrid, and then it came out good. Like, I had a very good, because I did we hashed hybrids. We did like Claras Garipinus, and then we did Entebrancos, Longifilis, like we just mixed them, and I had like a good result because my hatched very very well. So I was very very, you know, intrigued by the whole experience. And then I was not planning that after school, what do I want to do? I don't want to go and look for work. No, like this my course is an entrepreneur course. Like I'm on the plus side. Like it was, I'm telling you, most people will be like, if they finish school they will start applying for jobs or something. Me, I was telling myself that if I finish school I'm going to start up fish farming business, although I did not have capital. I was just finishing school now, so how am I supposed to do? I didn't have capital to start it up, so I was just trying my best to get who to invest in my business. I was, you know, yeah. So that's my story of how I became a fish farmer. So after school, I was, you know, lucky to get someone to invest, and the journey began. And it's been an interesting one. And I know someday I'm going to, not like I know someday, very soon by God's grace, you know, I'm going to go back to it. Definitely going to go back to it, because that's my vision, that's my passion. And I have this vision of continuous selling of fish every month. I tell my sister that, see, I have this plan where I will stock fish, maybe if I'm starting like January, I will stock fish January, and then by February the first set of fish is 1 month, I'm stocking another fish. I know it's going to be very very capital intensive, but if this vision comes to realization, like I know it's going to like be like a very very massive profit for me. So I'm going to still, you know, keep having that vision, because I know I'm going to still keeping up with my vision, because I know someday it's going to become a realization, and then I will look back to my past and say, oh, there was this time I always say I want to do this, and now I'm in it. Because, you know, in this life you just have to have hope, faith, and, you know, keep dreaming. Dream big, guys, keep dreaming. So guys, yeah, that's my story. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, share, comment. Bye, see you in my next video.